Major Slack Videos.
Well, yeah, the name is Slack. Thanks for coming back. Let's walk through some more Horizon Zero Dawn, playing on very hard difficulty. And this is the Deathbringer boss fight in the Grave Hoard quest. Okay, you're going to be facing some more, but this is the Grave Hoard Deathbringer boss fight. All right. Let me just get in there and I'll give you the rundown, kind of like the rules of engagement. There seems to be some confusion about what you can or cannot do. I'll show the cutscene after, okay, when I actually run my first. People are going to get confused if I say my first run. The first explanatory run that I'm going to show you in this video, okay? Because I'm going to have to show you several to explain all the strategies about the Deathbringer. All right, so let's just skip this. Whoops.
This one can move.
There is the Deathbringer. All right, badass. This upper platform, every single square inch of this upper platform can be destroyed. I had people trying to tell me, no, there's places that can't be destroyed, you can hide out there. No, dude, no. Every single square inch of this upper platform can be destroyed. And once you fall off it, Aloy dies because it's just too high. For example, I had someone trying to tell me the area around the rappel point is safe. No. Okay, the Deathbringer is upset. Let's just hang out here. Hang out right back, right behind the rappel point. Bye-bye. No, dude. No. There's no safe area. It's the other rappel point. Oh, it's the other rappel point. Okay, let's go check that out. Believe me, I have replayed this Deathbringer boss fight about 100 times. And that does not mean to say that it took me 100 times to beat him. I think I beat him on my second try. But I had no clear idea how I beat him. So that's why I took the trouble to replay it. I would say about 100 times to clearly get a very clear idea on all the strategies to beat him, okay? So, believe me. Okay, let's skip this. Let's go check out the other rappel point is over there. You can kind of tuck yourself in the corner. It kind of gives you the impression that you can escape his shots, but no. There is no safe area here. For example, if you tuck yourself in that corner or around this rappel point, let's just aggro him. Okay, he's upset. Let's hang out in front of this rappel point. Nope. And this is typical. It kind of glitches out. This is typical. And that's what happens. Totally destructible. No save point. Technically speaking, if you did, which I doubt very much, if you did actually find a save point up here on the platform, why, pardon my French, why the fuck would you want to stay there? Because there's no wiggle room. You can't dodge. If you found one part where you could, you know, like let's see, you found like one small square here that couldn't be destroyed, like right here, okay? It's like, why would you want to hang out there? There's no advantage. You're a sitting freaking duck. So there is no safe area up here. It can all be destroyed. That's that taken care of. Next, I'm playing with the default weapons, the weapons in the vanilla game. Okay, some of you are talking about using the DLC weapons. I've been saying this over and over again throughout the walkthrough. I'm not using any DLC weapons. I'm going to treat the DLC as a separate walkthrough. So this is basically to broaden the appeal of the walkthrough. Anybody can follow this walkthrough. You don't have to have the DLC installed. So I basically have all the shadow weapons. Anybody who visits. Can I get the outside map here? No, I can't. But anyway, once you get to Meridian, you get access to the shadow weapons. And that's what I have. Basically, the two weapons that are going to do all the heavy lifting are the Shadow Hunter bow loaded up with fire mods, and a sharp shot bow, preferably two, loaded up with damage mods. That's all you need. And a Shadow Tripcaster loaded up with shock mods would help too if you want to go that route, but it's not necessary. You can do everything with the Shadow Hunter bow loaded up with fire mods and a sharp shot bow loaded up with damage mods. That's it. That's all you need. All right. Now, down there are 5 guys. One right there. There's one back there. There's 2 guys kind of like patrolling around with the Deathbringer. And there's one over there. Okay, 5 guys. They're all, forget the name, cultist dredgers. That means they all got an explosive container on the back. That means you can target it with a fire arrow and it will blow up. One fire arrow, that's all it will take. If you manage to target like that. Okay, it goes on fire. And once it's spewing flames like that, and he goes, oh no, and it blows up and it's a kill. I wouldn't recommend that though, because as you can see, everybody is alerted now. They're suspicious.
They're still looking.
It won't make the Deathbringer go hostile, but these guys are suspicious. It's a much better strategy to do a headshot with the precision arrow, if you can manage it, because no one will get suspicious at all. And what you want to do ideally, which rarely happens, but what you want to do ideally is wipe out all the cultists first, then take on the Deathbringer. Okay, so now here are the rules of engagement. Okay, go ahead, talk, Aloy. Have you done? Okay, here are the rules of engagement. If anybody sees you kill anybody, everybody goes hostile. If the Deathbringer discovers a dead body, he goes hostile. That's pretty much it. So as long as you can kill guys without anybody seeing you do it, you're good. So if you take out the sharp shot bow and come over here by this rappel point, aim down there. I would go for the head. Headshot. And he's down. Okay, and as long as nobody's actually watching you do that kill, you're good. So that's what I would do first. Kill that guy and then kill the other guy over there, because no one can see their dead bodies because they're up on the platforms. So typically you're safe. This guy here, same thing. I would go for a headshot if you can manage it. See him in? Down he goes. See? And nobody notices. Now you got 3 guys left. The 2 guys patrolling with the Deathbringer are the hardest, because obviously as soon as the Deathbringer notices the dead body, it's game on. So trying to take these guys out is kind of tricky. That guy's probably your best bet to go for next, because he's behind all that debris there. But even then, you got to make sure you do a stealth kill that you're not seen, and that his dead body can't be seen once the Deathbringer's patrolling around. There's also a little trick you can do, which I'm going to show you in my first run. I'm doing this in real time because I'm going to switch over to dub commentary, because there's no way, once it's game on, I won't be able to do live commentary. But there's a trick you can do here where you're at this rappel point, and you're already taking down those 2 guys like I just showed you, right? And these 2 guys, like, they're really hard to take down, but if you kill one with, say, a headshot or a fire arrow, and the Deathbringer sees it and he goes hostile, what you could do is like kill him and then immediately rappel down right afterwards. And for some reason this resets the Deathbringer and the other guys. So once you get down, the guy's dead and you reset back to like normal stealth status. Now this is not like something I discovered and I decided to exploit. This is something I discovered because I wanted to make a kill and then get down there and get into cover. That's how I discovered this. So if the game wants to like react like that, that's not my problem, okay? I'm just saying, it's not like, you know, but you can't do that. Alright? And that's about it. Once, if you can manage it, I very rarely do this. I think I've done it once. I managed to kill everybody and keep the Deathbringer calm. But in my humble opinion, I think that once everybody's dead, the Deathbringer automatically goes hostile. Because I've been in a couple situations where he's wandering around and he just like, you know, everybody's dead, and then he just goes, oh, well, everybody's dead. Okay, that's it. It's game on. So just expect him to go hostile at any moment. Alright, and I think all the rest is best explained by dubbing in the commentary on... I'm going to show you 3 runs I did. Oh, and finally, one more thing. Personally, if you want to learn how to do this, because the problem is you're trying to stealth down all these guys, right? And then you got one shot at the Deathbringer. If you screw it up, or if you're trying to learn all the ins and outs about the mechanics of the Deathbringer, you have to go through the whole thing again. You know what I mean? Like stealth everybody down. So there is a way to actually just like go at them hard right away. So what I usually do is like load up a triple fire arrow. And don't worry about stealthing down the guys. Just load up a triple fire arrow, go at him like that, and just keep spamming fire arrows until he's on fire, and then just run for the rappel point. And you gotta run fast because he's gonna be blasting away. You hit that rappel point, and you go down. And then immediately take out this guy. And then it's game on. And this is how I practiced, because like I said, it was just way too tedious going through the whole stealth thing every time just to get a single crack at taking down the Deathbringer. So this is how I sped up the practice sessions over and over again. Alright, so now I'm going to go to my no commentary recordings, and I'm going to dub in the commentary and explain to you exactly how to kill the Deathbringer. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is load up my weapons. I want a triple arrow shot in all my weapons. That is the Shadow Hunter bow with triple fire arrows, the sharp shot bows with triple precision arrows, okay? And I've also got the Shadow Tripcaster loaded up with shock wires and shock mods, of course, and I'll show you about that strategy later on. For now, I've got the stealth gear on, and later on, when it's everyone goes hostile, I'm going to switch over to the, I believe it's called the Awesome Arrow Breaker gear to protect against ranged attacks. And also some health boost potions, because that's the best kind of potions to take in the beginning. Make sure you got lots of health and restoring your health. Alright, now I'm going to show the cutscene, and I'll do the Deathbringer Bootcamp right after.
The eclipse. Tampering with a metal devil. They don't think they can wake it, do they?
Watch out!
Alright, you cheese dicks. Saddle up, lock and load, assemble on me. This is your Deathbringer Bootcamp. Pay attention, because Aloy's life is in your hands. You don't want her dying a horrible death because you simply didn't pay attention in class. Alright, Gamer Slack is down in the trenches behind the gun, and MC Dub Slack is in the rear with the gear on the microphone. While Gamer Slack is stealthing down the cultist, as I explained earlier, I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the Deathbringer's mechanics. The Deathbringer has 18 components, or rather this particular Deathbringer has 18 components. It has 5 heat vents, 6 cooling rods, 6 stabilizers, and 1 core. And these all get exposed in a specific order whenever the Deathbringer overheats. The first time the Deathbringer overheats, it exposes its heat vents. And if you manage to destroy 2 heat vents, the next time it overheats, it exposes its cooling rods and its heat vents. And if you manage to destroy 2 cooling rods, the next time it overheats, it exposes its core. And an exposed core is where the big money is because it's got a 400% damage multiplier and it's just simply a much bigger target than the other components. And finally, anytime you destroy a stabilizer, you get a knockdown. Alright, so you get all that? Don't worry, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to do some stop frames here and slow down everything and explain in detail what I just told you. For now, like I said, I'm stealthing down the cultists, looking for an opportune moment to take down the guy, the second guy on the platform. The first one's already dead. Do a headshot. Remember, you want to do this when they're not looking, because even though they're up on the platform and the Deathbringer's looking right at the guy, often he'll see and he'll register it as a kill and he'll go hostile. Alright, so the two guys on the platforms are down. Now I'm going to do that trick where I try to take down one of the guys patrolling with the Deathbringer, which, like I said, are the hardest because the Deathbringer's right there. He'll either discover a dead body or he'll see you actually do the kill. But you can kill one and then immediately rappel down and reset everything. Now what happened here was I didn't quite kill him. I'm pretty sure I got a headshot, but it didn't give me a kill. So it was like he was just, I had a smidgen of health left. So I didn't panic, I just went and quickly did another body shot, and then I rappelled down right afterwards. Let's see if I got a headshot. No, it wasn't a headshot. Okay, but anyways, almost dead. And now immediately rappel down, reset everything. I don't even think the Deathbringer really noticed. But this works though. If he does notice, just rappel down and it usually resets him. This is not 100% though. I've noticed it's not 100%. Occasionally it doesn't work, but usually it does work. Alright, so 3 guys left. 1 patrolling. Strike that. 2 guys left. 1 patrolling and 1 off to the left, patrolling around in the debris. And that second one is the one you should go after, but I changed the script here for some reason, which is typical. Whenever I got a beautiful strategy worked out, I like to kind of like, you know, I don't like to do it. There's something that in me that just compels me to try something different. I'm always like probing for weaknesses. So for some reason I decided to go after the second patrolling guy because I thought I had a good opportunity to take him down, because the Deathbringer was like facing the other way completely. So I thought, okay, let's see if I can get away with this, and I didn't.
Finally.
Doesn't matter because I'm always fully prepared for everybody to go hostile immediately. Like with all the practice runs, I'm normally prepared to deal with all 5 cultists running around. And I'll show you a couple runs like that right after this. Okay, so I loaded up a triple precision arrow. This will be an instant kill. Nice and quiet, but nope, the Deathbringer noticed. I call bullshit, but whatever, you know, I'm fully prepared for this like this. Okay, so load up the Shadow Hunter bow, triple fire arrow, and then just spam fire arrows at him until he's on fire. Until you see that white circle around. Now he's on fire, and now his heat vents are going to be exposed rather. There you see them right there. There's 3 of them. You can see there's 5, but you can only see 3, and there they are right there. All right. Destroy 2 of those and he'll start exposing his cooling rods and his heat vents the next time he overheats. So now this is your objective: destroy 2 heat vents. And I usually go for the ones on the side because, as you can see, the one in the middle is like you're looking at it dead on. It's just simply a smaller target. So even though it may seem like it's easier, I always go for the ones on the side because there's kind of like a bigger target because they're like you're looking at them sideways. Alright, so if you're wondering why I went for the one on the side, that's why. Alright, roll it. Okay, going for this heat vent. Destroyed it. Component component destroyed. And that's 1 heat vent down. You're going to want to keep like a component count as you're doing this. So now we want to overheat it again. Triple fire arrow. Just spam it. It's overheated. And what happened here was I missed, and then it prepared a cannon burst. And whenever it right here, you see the 2 heat vents that are like that you can see that are left. There's actually 4 left, but there's 2 behind that you can't see. So there's 2 heat vents that I can see, and I'm going to go for the one on the left this time, but I missed. And then what happened was it prepared a cannon burst, and whenever it prepares a cannon burst, it exposes its stabilizers. See, I missed and didn't really get a component destruction. So now, running. Now it's just like doing its what I call cannon spam, and then it has this like really heavy-duty cannon burst attack where it kind of squats down and then exposes its stabilizers. And here it's going to use the trip caster, but then nope, I didn't really need it. And there's the stabilizers. I'm going to show them to you right now. There's the 4 stabilizers, actually 6, but there's 2 behind that you can't see. Destroy one of those whenever those are exposed. They get exposed either by shocking it, or like I said, whenever it does a cannon burst attack. And here I wasted, you know, the tripwire. I didn't need to shock it because it was doing a cannon burst attack. So destroy one of those and you get a knockdown every single time. Now its heat vent is sticking up in the air, so destroy that. And now I've got 2 heat vents destroyed. Alright? Now I also got these guys to deal with first. But remember that I got 2 heat vents destroyed. And what does that mean? That means that the next time it overheats, it's going to start exposing its cooling rods and its heat vents. Just going to take care of this guy. Okay, he's down. Now I want to... Here its cooling rods are already exposed. This is because you see that little kind of like circle, see it's filling up, the orange? That's like it's kind of like its thermometer. Now I'm going to show you the cooling rods. So after you destroy 2 heat vents, it starts taking kind of like heat damage all the time. So you don't, there's the 4 cooling rods. So you don't necessarily have to set it on fire. You could just simply wait. But I don't bother to wait. I just want, like, you know, I always try to set it on fire anyways. But it's now naturally overheating all the time anyways. So now the cooling rods are exposed. Destroy 2 cooling rods, and the next time it overheats, it will expose its core. That doesn't always happen in this particular Deathbringer fight, because at this point it's pretty damaged, and by the time you get around to explode, like destroying another cooling rod, it's so badly damaged that, you know, usually you end up killing it before the core comes out. But I will show you 2 shots where the core does get exposed. So now we're going after another cooling rod, and I'm not going to show you the arrows this time because you have to, you know, this is a learning experience. I'm aiming right now at 1 cooling rod. The other cooling rod is right below it, and it's flanked by 2 heat vents. But we're going after the cooling rods because we want to get it to expose its core the next time it overheats. Okay, so it took a big shot there. And now I'm going to take out my trip caster. Here's experimenting with the shock trap. And I just want to shock it quickly to subdue it. So trip caster with tripwires is especially susceptible to shock damage. And what happened here was, like I said, it naturally overheated. So now I'm just going after any components at all. I don't really care about exposing the core because I know I gotta buy the balls. So just like it naturally overheated, it exposed its components, and I just shot down all the components, took enough damage, and it died. Right, now this is one of my practice runs where I didn't bother stealthing down the guys. And this is one of the practice runs where I managed to get it to expose its core. It's just like for demonstrational purposes. So I put on my awesome arrow breaker right away. I'm not going to bother stealthing down the guys. Just going to walk in, skip the cutscene, hit it right away with 3 fire arrows, and then spam it with some more fire arrows to get it to overheat. It's overheat, and then run for the rappel point right away. As soon as you get to the rappel point, rappel down as quick as you can. He's going to destroy it. Rappel down. Kill this guy. and it's still overheated, so go after one of the heat vents right away. Boom, one of the heat vents down, one to go, and then it'll start exposing its cooling rods. Now I'm reloading a triple fire arrow. And I want to overheat it. And I'm dealing with these guys at the same time. And it's got a stabilizer set, so kind of like target of opportunity, destroy a stabilizer, get a knockdown, and then go after one of the heat vents. Boom, so now we got 2 heat vents down. Next time it gets overheated, it's going to expose its cooling rods. And it's going to naturally overheat periodically and expose everything. So now you see it naturally overheated. See the cooling rods are exposed. So now I'm going after one of the cooling rods. And I missed. Now I'm using the tripcaster to try to get it stunned. It's stunned. Going after a cooling rod. Nice clean shot. Boom. One cooling rod, and I'm trying to get another one. Missed. Back to the tripcaster. Stun it again. See if I can get another cooling rod. Down it goes. Cooling rod's exposed. That's 2 cooling rods down. Next time it overheats, it's going to show its core. And now I'm just like, you know, pelting away at any component I can see. And you see the thermometer's filling up. It's naturally overheating. And boom. There's the core. See the core? There's the core. I think that time it exposed its core simply because I stunned it. And 2 cooling rods were destroyed. So that's another factor too. So there's a clear example of all the components and the order in which they get exposed. And let's run another practice run. I'm just showing the second one because I think it's pretty badass. I really like this one. And it's the same thing. I managed to get the core to come out. Let's roll it. Same dealio here. Prepare 3 fire arrows, 3 precision arrows on both of my sharp shot bows, and switch over to the awesome arrow breaker heavy gear for extra ranged attack protection. Gobble down a health boost potion and let's go at it.
Another collision. And this one.
Triple fire arrows, spam more fire arrows until it overheats, and then immediately run for the repel point. Repel down. Kill this guy, and then quickly go after a heat vent before they go away. And boom, got 1 heat vent down. Reload the fire arrows. Reload, dodge, reload, dodge. That's the safest way, and then try to overheat it again. Overheated. And now I'm going after the second heat vent, if possible. But these guys kept getting on my ass. And boom, got the second heat vent. So now we got it in cooling rod stage. And see, that guy got cooked up. That was so badass. That's another thing you could do. You could sucker these cultists into the direct fire of the Deathbringer. I love doing that. It's just so badass. And I was taking a lot of heat here. Haha, pun intended. Nice dodge. And the stabilizers are exposed, so this is always a target of opportunity. It gets an instant knockdown. Always go for those stabilizers. And now 1 cooling rod is down. Only have to get another one to get it to expose its core whenever it gets stunned or overheated. And this guy got cooked up again. I just love doing that. And now I'm using the tripcaster to try to stun it. It's stunned. Here I don't know why I did this. I was just going after any kind of component because I couldn't immediately find a cooling rod. He's down, and now I'm going after. I should go after a cooling rod. stunning it again with the tripcaster, and got the core to be exposed anyways. Go figure. I don't know, that happened so fast. I don't think I actually shot down 2 cooling rods. Anyways, you get the idea. So now I'm just going to switch back to the original run where I stealthed down the guys. This is the end of that run. Because I wanted this loot.
I can always use these.
At the end of the practice runs, I wasn't really comparing the loot because I was just like, you know, killing him and then reloading to do another practice run kind of thing. So I wasn't looking at whether, you know, I was getting good loot or not. And there is one final strategy. He has a gun that you can knock off with tear blast arrows. Like the central gun, the cannon. You can knock that off and actually use it. I didn't like this strategy at all because it's just too hellacious. You gotta use tear blast arrows and knock it off, and then you're running around in the ring trying to find the gun that you knocked off while the Deathbringer is shooting hell and half acre at you. You finally get it, and then it's like it's a crapshoot whether you've got a good target or not, because he may or may not have his components exposed at that time you have his cannon, and he's armored, so, and his armor doesn't break off like other machines. It's like his armor takes very little damage. So really shooting off the cannon, I only found it useful for shooting down the cultists, really, and even then it was a crapshoot because you're standing there and you're lugging around this big cannon and you're trying to find a target. Meanwhile, you're taking a ton of damage. I don't know, I didn't really like that strategy. But that is another option if you want to go for it. And that's it. That's my Deathbringer Bootcamp. This game is 4 years old and I haven't seen anyone do any kind of detailed breakdown of the Deathbringer like this. I've looked around on YouTube. I didn't see anyone do anything like this. So, there you go. And I have the official, in case you haven't been watching this walkthrough from the beginning, I have the official Horizon Zero Dawn game guide. It's like, I don't know, like 800 pages long. Very, very detailed. Gives all the details of all the components and exactly their severity, what happens, like, you know, the whole procedure, you know, destroy 2 heat vents, get the cooling rods exposed, get exposed, destroy 2 cooling rods, get the core to get exposed. All that's described. And that's why I did like 100 runs to kind of get it completely down exactly how that works. And like I said, there seems to be some other mechanics where maybe if you just like, if you destroy 4 heat vents and 1 cooling rod, like the second run there, I think that will also expose the core. Anyways, you can experiment for yourself.
Thank you, Dr. Sobek. You can take a seat.
What? You're going to thank her after what she just said?
Dr. Sobek has made the situation very clear, General, and given us an option. We should all be thanking her.
No, it's just... I mean, my God.
Maybe take this discussion offline.
There's not going to be any discussion. You saw the numbers. Now, Pharaoh, he'll foot the bill, but his money can't buy the time necessary to complete Zero Dawn. That can only be paid for in blood.
Oh, come on. If we upgrade our fleet, crack the code somehow...
Were you not listening? Robots can't do the fighting for you this time. When it comes to hacking, this rogue swarm is an apex predator. Anything automated you throw at it, they will hijack and take over.
But this, we'd be throwing civilians into a meat grinder.
Commanders, the enemy we're facing self-replicates faster than we can kill it. And it eats biomass as fuel. Zero Dawn is all we've got.
So we put a railgun in the hand of every civilian strong enough to carry one, show them where the trigger is, and point them to the front? How the hell do we sell that?
By giving them something to fight for. Zero Dawn. The top secret super weapons program that will save us. So long as humanity holds off the swarm long enough for Dr. Sobek and her team to finish it. The file I'm sending contains the war plan for Operation Enduring Victory.
War plan? This is a war crime.
It may be ugly, but it's something. Consider the alternative. Dr. Sobek, I've secured use of a decommissioned orbital launch base outside Bryce, Utah as the Zero Dawn staging area. Plenty of space there. When can you get started?
I've already mailed you a list of alpha and beta candidates. Most are foreign nationals or subjects of corporate holdings, so extracting them...
Leave that to me. You'll get your dream team. Count on it.
Then I'll be off.
Orbital launch base. What is that? What did these people do? What did Elizabeth do?
That's the end of the mission.
Glad to be rid of that place. Now I just need to find the orbital launch base they talked about.
I've checked my data and located the base. That's the good news.
And the bad?
It's directly underneath the Citadel. The palace at Sunfall.
The capital of the Shadow Carja. Not exactly convenient.
The palace is crawling with Eclipse agents. Many in positions of authority, all of them wearing focuses. The moment they see you, Hades will too. He'll issue another kill order, and this time, the entire Shadow Carja military will be after you.
So, disable their focuses. You've done it before.
It's not that simple. Too many focuses in one place, each of them communicating with each other and back to Hades, a whole network of them.
Network? What's that?
Imagine a vast, invisible web stretched across the land from end to end, connecting focuses together, allowing them to communicate over vast distances instantaneously.
All right, so is there some way to cut the web down?
Crash the network. Audacious. Yes, there is a way. A weak point in the network.
Point the way.
I'll send the location data to your focus. Head there, and I'll be in touch when you're close with more directions.
Zero Dawn? What sort of super weapon did Elizabeth make? She stopped the machines, but not before the world she knew, her civilization, ended. Let's hope it won't come to that again.
Alright, only one thing remains is that is to get down from here, and you have to find the oh my god, I'm having a senior moment here. The slide wire, the slidey thing, oh my gosh. That thing.
I'd do that again, if it weren't so much work to get back up there.
And we're done here. Thanks for watching. And if you thought this video was remotely entertaining and or informative, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, stuff like that there. And don't forget to post a comment because I love to hear from my target audience. Alright, see you next time. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes. Alright? Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.